Next up, we're going to see our types of audit evidence. We went through this extensively in the last lesson, but it's here just to give you a reminder. Please screenshot it, save it next to you if you want to reference this as we continue on throughout the lesson. You want to make sure you're familiar with all of these pieces, how they relate to the cycles, and what you need to get if you're properly tested. Vouching and tracing and vouching. Bringing these back here, I am gonna go over this again because, for example, the audit evidence, that's just something to memorize. Here, something to talk about. Make sure you understand. Now, tracing, this is going to be more tied in with the completeness assertion, and that's something that I'd say memorize, but also definitely understand. And we'll talk about that. And then vouching has to do with the occurrence or existence. Now, tracing, this is going to deal with completeness because this is going to find items potentially not listed on the accounting records. You're going to start with the source documents. So you're going to say, okay, here's a random purchase order you had. So saying you bought a truck. Now, can you trace every single source document? Sure, right? I mean, not going to get into sampling in this lesson, but how many purchase orders should we pick up? That's obviously going to depend. And then we're going to see, okay, you said you bought a truck for $10,000. Go all the way here. Go over to the financial statements, the transaction listing, the trial balance, the general ledger. Do we see it on that record? Now, that's going to help with completeness because if you just looked at the financial statements and that truck wasn't on there, you would have missed that. It would have been incomplete. So that's tracing. This is going to detect the risk of an understatement because anything not included, if it's not complete, it's understated. This is to ensure the transactions or balances that should have been recorded have actually been recorded. Now, vouching is going to be the opposite. We are going to start from the financials here. We're going to say, oh, it says you bought a truck. It says right here, you entered a $10,000 purchase for a truck. Let's see, can we find that purchase order and prove that that really occurred and that it actually existed? There, we're using those words. This is for the issue of an overstatement because the company could list a bunch of assets that they don't have. And then how are you going to find that out? Well, you're going to look at it on the financial statements, on the ledger. Go find that out in real life. I mean, you can look at the purchase order. I would also look at the physical asset in real life, make sure it actually exists. Occurrence, probably more related to looking at the actual purchase order, and then existence, just go physically look at whatever it is, the truck or the piece of machinery, whatever it is. You're starting with the accounting records and you're going to the source documents being the purchase order or bank statement or whatever that might be. This is to ensure that the transactions or balances that have been recorded are adequately supported. Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.